Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in a game between Mondragon and Empire Kaz, this time on Shakuras Plateau. We have Mondragon spanning as the red Zerg player on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Empire Kaz spawning as the blue Terran, red Zerg player versus blue Terran, here on Shakuras Plateau. They are separated by two sets of destructible rocks. So both of these players will have to watch these backdoor rocks, as it is very, very easy access into your opponent's base to get in there and then to deal a lot of damage. Roaches are very popular, Marauders are very popular as well, as both sides deal a significant amount of damage early on. We can now see an SCV attempting to do a low ground supply depot block. But what Empire Kaz may be doing is he's just going to try to fast expand against Mondragon, and normally this would work well on, say, Lost Temple or any of the other 4-player maps, but because he is going to be separated by these destructible rocks, if Mondragon goes for an early Roach, he is going to be able to deal a lot of damage and get in through the back door very easily. Roaches deal I believe 13 damage per attack against these destructible rocks, and as opposed to Zerglings, which only deal 2. So Empire Kaz just continuing to mine away. You can see that he is not currently getting a refinery yet. We'll see if he tries to go for a refinery. I do not believe so. So I don't believe he's going to try to go for a refinery at all. And now you can see that there is a barracks here, and I think that this is actually not a complete seal. I believe a drone and SCV can still gonna be able to open or just get through this really small opening here. So this may be an issue. Normally, if you want to do a 3-2 building front door seal, yeah, that SCV is able to slip through there, and that is going to be an issue. That SCV needs to, finally get another supply depot here. This is a bad or not a proper front door seal. The drone will not be able to get inside this ramp, and now you can also see that he is not going for that refinery, so we should be seeing a command center come online in just a second. A Marine already on the other side of that barracks needs to lower that supply depot in order to shoot it, and now that one drone just going to sit there, perhaps try to get through. This one SCV now pretty much stuck will be able to lower that supply depot. Down goes this one, and now the Marine should be able to deal some damage. Oh, in comes that drone. The drone now coming out, and 2 Marines dealing damage better than 1, but that drone will be able to escape once again. A command center already being built on that high ground here. A hatchery already nearing completion, or completed now by the time... Right, okay, now. So Mondragon already having an early hatchery down up. He should be able to transfer some drones over in order to make sure that he doesn't get diminishing returns on any of his drones. He should also be training up a queen in just a second, allowing him to get even more units, and now a spine crawler is in play. As a Zerg player, you have to really be careful when your opponent does wall off like this, as you're not sure if he's going for mass Marines or if he's going to be trying to go for an early expand. And even your early Overlord isn't really able to spot all too much. He does see that there is a refinery down now. So, with double refineries, in fact, Empire Kaz has a number of options. He can try to tech, but because of this front door seal and the positioning, it is very difficult to add any tech labs early on. There's that one tech lab there, as it is now being constructed. Command center may upgrade to an orbital command before it's lifted off. Yeah, going to upgrade that first, and then lift it off, delaying the mining off of that expansion for just a little while longer. You can see why there's not that many SCVs on the main mineral patch here. So it really hasn't hit the diminishing rate of returns yet. So that's one of the reasons why Terran players opt to upgrade to orbital command first. You get that mule a little bit more quickly, you get more energy to regenerate, and then when you finally do establish that expansion, it does work out. Marines now making their way out, attack that Zergling, and the Marines are able to shoo away that Zergling before the orbital command is in position. So very nice by Kaz. Kaz once again keeping track of that Zergling, making sure that he was not able to spot the fast expansion coming in from the Terran player, and now Mondragon is still playing a little bit in the dark. Production-wise, we are now taking the tier 2 for Zerg. Baneling Nest now in play, another queen being trained up as well, as I believe Mondragon was perhaps expecting to fight against some Banshees, but with that expansion already set up down over here on the low ground and already upgraded to an orbital command, I think Mondragon can relax just a little bit, knowing that he doesn't have to fight against a very tech-heavy army just quite yet. engineering bay now being constructed, level 1 weapons upgrade and armor upgrade most likely all on the way, in addition to some missile turrets as well. Zerglings now once again on the move, and Empire Kaz really seems to like to mass up a lot of Terran units, and as he's massing up, eventually then move out with very superior forces. You can see that Mondragon has pretty much very, very decent map presence, activating both Zelnaga watchtowers, one Zergling outside the front door as well, one Overlord in the back, able to keep track of what's happening over here. Kaz does not see this Overlord, so Mondragon will even be able to know if these destructible rocks are being destroyed by Kaz. Very, very strong presence indeed. We can now also see an Overseer being trained up as well. So Overseer is now being trained, Burrow now being researched as well. So we may have some deadly green landmines coming out in just a moment, as now Marines and tanks are on the move. So a mass Marine tank army about 8 minutes into the game, just to try to make sure that his opponent is forced to at least produce some units. Otherwise, yeah, you can see the sheer number of drones that Mondragon has. 46 drones at this time, and still continue to train up more and more. Zerglings now in full retreat, realizing that a very large army is in production. 12 Zerglings now being queued up. Banelings already being readied. Burrow about 30 seconds away from being completed. So those Banelings are not going to be able to burrow and then try to detonate straight on top of those Marines. Perhaps if they burrowed right here, that would be absolutely perfect, or perhaps burrowed on that low ground. And the timing is just going to be have to absolutely be perfect. The movement speed upgrade now has or will be completed. Burrow is now completed as well. Siege tanks now starting to blast away, trying to clean up some of those units as well. Taking a look, we can have these Zerglings attempt to try to take down these rocks and enter in through a back door. Banelings now coming in, Zerglings coming in as well, and those Banelings are going to be able to get a lot of damage. All of those Marines just simply melted, and now Kaz is in trouble. One Baneling here trying to melt its way over, a siege tank able to blast away, and now some SCVs need to make their way, need to come out and make the trek over. Otherwise, they are not going to be able to hold this siege line here. Marines now trying to run away. Banelings already with that Baneling movement speed. Marines and Zerglings just getting cleaned up there, and the losses are higher for Kaz at this stage. 3 landmines there, ready to explode on contact. Overseer in the air. We can see an armory, and now more barracks being trained up. More siege tanks are being massed up as well. Kaz does have a decent economy, 1,600 and 1,500, as he is just training up more and more SCVs. You can take the look at the harvester count now in favor, and now 3 mules in place. So that's the reason why there was such a large discrepancy in terms of the economy. Mondragon also trying to establish this expansion here at the 3 o'clock location. Marines and siege tanks now holding this low ground in order to fight back against any units, and now still this Overseer is right here, and I don't believe that Empire Kaz is watching his minimap. It is pretty obvious that there is an Overseer just constantly contaminating and then slowing down this armory from being able to do anything, and flying straight into a group of Marines there. Not a very smart call at all. Perhaps if you just try to do another chain contaminate in order to refresh it. I'm not sure if you can contaminate a building that's already contaminated in order to reset that timer. Production-wise, level 1 weapons upgrade, level 1 armor upgrade. But siege tanks already in position. A missile turret going to be positioned right there, and that is going to be an issue. Mondragon does see that that missile turret may get placed down, and he may try to detonate these Banelings in order to get some damage and try to take down that SCV. I believe that that SCV was just within splash damage. He could have detonated it earlier, and now Banelings now rolling away. Empire Kaz just getting absolutely lucky. I believe if he just detonated that one Baneling, could have taken out that missile turret and then tried to move away. That would have actually worked out much better. SCV now repairing that missile turret. And very, very nice by Kaz. Kaz using missile turrets as the detector, similar to StarCraft Brood War. And now it's just going to start slowly trying to build into his opponent's base. Income-wise, 1,600. So Kaz just being very, very strong with his army here. And now, oh my gosh, these Marines may just melt. No, not melting at all. Not keeping track of the center of the mini-map. And now, wow, that was just absolutely huge. There is 1 or 3 Banelings over here once again, and not dealing any damage at all. As soon as that missile turret completes, that is going to be a very, very sad day for those Banelings. Yeah, there we go. Just getting completely melted. And Kaz is just doing a very slow push now, doing a great job. Army-wise, 3,200 versus 1,650. Marines and Banelings simply coming in. In come the Mutalisks as well. The Mutalisks are going to be able to finish off many of those siege tanks. Siege tanks not getting damaged. The Mutalisks perhaps should just try to land themselves over here on that high ground and should have been able to chain some damage onto those siege tanks. Banelings are currently just being macroed up once again, but in plain sight, and that is going to be a problem. As those Mutalisks trying to go along that backside, the Banelings have already been cleaned up, and the Mutalisks are now being separated back and forth, and we now see a lot of units in production here. A lot of Zerglings, a lot of Mutalisks once again being trained up. Those siege tanks on that backside are pretty vulnerable. Those Mutalisks need to get back and join in on that fray in order to clean this up. Otherwise, this hatchery will get taken down. Yeah, down it goes. The Marines now stimming back in order to get back within combat range. Zerglings now once again trying to run in, and now more Banelings gonna simply just run into this group over here. Mutalisks now coming in. Banelings already on that ground and now gonna start melting this group here, but not enough damage was dealt. There are still a decent number of Marines once again. Drones now doing some long distance mining. Kaz may lose the rest of these siege tanks here as a new fresh force now on the move. Army-wise, 600 versus 2,200. Empire Kaz just using the Terran macro that he was able to establish to get a stronger and stronger army, and he's just going to continue to build off of this in just a moment. More Banelings are now being trained. Zerglings have level 1 weapons and level 1 armor upgrades, but in come Blue Flame Hellions. Blue Flame Hellions are going to be able to deal a lot of damage. Banelings simply trying to come in, and those Marines now trying to pull back, able to pull back in time, and it looks like those Banelings simply just trying to catch up to those Marines. They're able to get some splash damage and very nice separation, making sure to fight off of creep. And this is just really strong play coming in from the Terran player. Empire Kaz doing a great job making sure that whenever he's fighting on creep, to keep control of his Marines, being able to pull them away, get some distance, and now Mondragon says GG. So Mondragon losing the second game here on Shakuras Plateau as well. Stay tuned for Game 3. I believe, I'm not 100% sure what Game 3 is on, but I do know I have a Game 3. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed it, and so far this has been a very good Terran tutorial for me, as Zerg versus Terran is, or Terran versus Zerg is currently my worst matchup.